let's skip the whole intro and everything today. Today, I just really want to be vulnerable with y'all because I'm honestly feeling so heartbroken. And it's not just on behalf of me, and I'm not heartbroken by a man. I feel like I'm heartbroken by God. And a lot of people don't, you know, feel like they have a relationship with God where they can tell him that or say that out loud. But y'all know my number one priority for this channel is to get on here and share my true and authentic relationship with God. And honestly, I feel like he's breaking my heart. Like we're letting each other down. And if you don't know or you haven't been following my journey, a lot of people be here from TikTok because I went viral. And I shared my story on how, God had me to leave my job, leave my hometown, moved out here to Texas, and still was like, no, I don't want you to get a job. I want you to focus on making content, coming here, showing up, showing my true, authentic relationship with God, and focus on my business, focus on waking up and seeking God first. And I stood in front of all these people daily coming on here, sharing my story, sharing my testimony, standing in the name of crazy faith. Like I was okay waiting, was ridiculed, was mocked, was laughed at this entire time. And I still have yet to see the promise. For me, I was supposed to be able to give God all the glory and crazy faith that I was going to be able to financially provide for my family without a 9-to-5. That was my promise. And I was expecting it to be from my YouTube channel, which is where I show up constantly and consistently for the past 6 months since he told me to do this. My TikTok and my business. I make and sell my own hair products. I'm really trying to expand my brand. I have 3 new products that I want to launch within this next 3 months. And literally, this was not just about me. Like when I went viral on TikTok for sharing my story, it was so many people that came out and it was like, yo, God made me leave my job and had given me this same promise too, and you gave me the courage to keep going, and you gave me the courage to keep fighting. And I always said that it was going to happen before the end of the year, and it's like December 18th right now. And I keep getting the messages, the words as I'm reading to just keep waking up and seeking God first and keep believing and don't let the faith go. But it's like, I feel like I could have done this quicker by myself. People think me not having a job and deciding to wake up every day and make content and share my relationship with God and do all of this, people think that that's me taking the easier route. It would have been easier for me because I like being in control of my life. I'm one of those people. I like being in control of my life. I like stability. This 6 months of waiting for God and depending on God, this has been the most anxiety-driven, humiliating season of my life. The easier route would have been for me to get a job. I feel like I could have got a job. I could have got a MacBook by now. I could have got editors. I could have paid people on social media for promo by now. I could have hired someone on Fiverr to make ads for me. I could have did AI by now. If I would have had a job, I feel like I would have fulfilled my own promise by now already. I could have made it happen easier myself. And about a week ago, I told God, like, I showed up in bold faith and told everybody it was going to happen before the end of this year is over, and it's December 18th. And I said, God, I'm sorry, but if it don't happen before the end of the year, I'm going to, January 1st, I'm going to have me a job. And took matters into my own hands and did it myself. I'm sitting here without a dollar to my name. And this junk is heartbreaking. Because this wasn't just about me. I thought by now, when I go visit my family for Christmas, I was going to be like, by now, they were going to be so proud of me because I made it. It happened. I put in the time and the work every day. I be on all three, like, y'all don't understand. And I know I sound probably like ridiculous. And I know the people who identity are in their job are just having a field day. But I feel like, you know that Psalms 25 when David is crying out, he's like, God, don't let me be put to shame. Don't let my enemies triumph over me. If I get a job and do it myself and it happens that way, do you know how many people are going to feel like they was right versus what I said God told me to do? How many people are going to mock me? How many people are going to laugh in my face? How many people are going to be like, she wasted all this time believing for God when she could have just got a job. She could have just... This wasn't just about me. This was about those 400,000 other people commenting on my post and was like, I'm believing for the same thing as you. God got me on. If they see me fail, I feel like they're going to feel like it's no hope for them either. That they feel like they were wrong too. Maybe God didn't tell us to wait on him and depend on him and wake up and seek him first every morning. And I've learned so much in this time period and I've grown so much. But at the same time, I feel like I've wasted so much time. It's a whole new year and I could have been where I wanted to be. I could have paid for the YouTube views or something by now, like with a check. And so I really feel hurt because it's like, instead of preparing the table in front of my enemies, it almost feels like he's about to let me get humiliated and mocked and I told you so by the portion of the world who was like, faith without works is dead, and you need to get a job, and if you can't, like, not realizing that the spiritual work, the mental work, is just as tedious as a job. Like waking up, making sure I'm staying consistent, making sure I'm connecting to God, making sure I'm journaling, making sure I'm staying in the right heart posture by waiting this long. And the character building behind this is insane. But at the same time, if I'm standing in your name and standing in crazy faith, and I'm showing up every day to give these folks a word from you as you as you guide me every day and show me what you want me to see, and then I give it to them, and I don't have nothing to show for it after 6 months, that's heartbreaking. That's gut-wrenching. In crazy faith, I'm going to have enough money to be able to secure my own home without a 9-to-5. And I've been seeing it. I've seen so many people's journeys on YouTube where God blessed them with a home with no 9-to-5. Doing the same, but I've seen them talk about the process, and it's taken so long. And I just feel like I didn't let everybody like down. And I know I'm supposed to keep the faith, but I feel like I've wasted time. And I know you should never feel like you waste time when you're doing with God. And I know it's so many people that are going to understand what I'm saying, not going to understand this journey. People from jump. And I was like, no, I know this is what God's telling me to do. I kept getting everything was in alignment. When I showed up to the word, when I listened to the sermons, when I listened to everything is just, the promise is on the way. The promise is on the way. Keep the faith. Keep the faith. It's the end of the year. I can't even get barely a comment on a video. I'm heartbroken. I'm a little disappointed. I feel like nothing I do is good enough. Honestly, right now, nothing I feel like I do. He wanted me to be a servant in this time, learn how to be a servant. I've been a humble servant. I try my best. I feel like everything I do is just under a microscope right now. And I don't, at this point, I'm like, if you just wanted me to, get a job and do it, I could have, been did that. But the message was clear, not to work. And you know how they say when God gives you no instructions, you stay with the last thing he told you. I don't know, man. This was supposed to be a win for me and everybody that saw me stand in faith with God during this journey. This was supposed to be a win for me and everybody around me. My God knows that I have the most giving heart, bruh. You give me the abundance. Everybody around me has I'm one of them people who will just randomly see somebody on TikTok talking about how they going through something like right now, and I've been a cash app them. You know what? I heard here's a few $100s, during that's the kind of, I don't understand why, if God knows that's the kind of heart that I have, why he feels I can't be trusted I feel like he don't trust me. I'm being so real with y'all. This the realest side. And I really gave it my all, and I know I did my best, and I know I showed up, and I know I've changed, and I know I've grown. And I know I'm supposed to stay in gratitude. I think that's the lesson I be missing the most, is trying to stay in gratitude when it's so much that you could complain about. And then just not being in control of my life. I gave God the whole wheel. Like, I didn't give you half. Like, I left my job and left my hometown. I left my family. I left everything behind to follow this journey of seeking the kingdom, seeking God first, doing what He wants me to do every single day, and showing up to talk about it. So it's very hurtful to me that it hasn't yet happened. It's very hurtful to me that I'm not rolling back up to my hometown to visit my family with the promise in my hand and with everybody's gifts. And when I show up, I'm still believing for it. And then next year, when I come back from the holiday break and I have my job, and then everything takes off because I put my money into my ads, into my, and my marketing, and then everybody hits me with the "I told you so." Do you know how, like, is anybody else at this point? Like, is it just me? Did anybody, 400,000 people got on that video, comments, likes, inbox, wrote me, keep believing, I'm on the same journey. Like, and here I am, trying to be the beacon of faith, the face of faith. And I feel like I let everybody down. And this ain't even the first time I said that. I could have just had a job. Like, y'all, people think I'm not working because I don't want to work. I had 2 jobs. I would rather, and even though a 9-to-5 has never sat right with my spirit, I would rather have a consistent paycheck than struggling any day. Any day. And I don't feel like it's another hang in there that can help me right now. I would tell people that, no, God's gonna get all the glory from this situation, because this right here is gonna show how He can make a way out of no way. But honestly, if I get to get the job and do it myself, I don't feel like I'ma just want to be like, oh God, here's the glory, you did it. No, I'ma feel like that's something I did. So my channel is changing. This is what you're going to be getting from now on. If you want to be a part of my community, this is what you're going to be getting from me. I'm going to come on here and I'm going to talk about what's going on in my life every other day, what I learned. And I'm probably right now, I'm about to go eat breakfast and have Bible study. And when I come from Bible study, I'm probably going to have a whole nother word for y'all. But this channel's purpose is to just get on here and show and share my authentic relationship with God and what goes down when you have a relationship with God. And so if you want to be in a space where you can be real with your feelings, with your relationship with God, join me. But that's just how I'm feeling today. Tomorrow when I come back, y'all, I might like this literally be every other day with me. I'd be like, I can't believe you hurting me. And then he blessed me, and then I'm like, oh. And then I'm like, I can't believe, like. So, yeah. I love y'all. Thank y'all for showing up. I can't make no dramatic thumbnail like everybody. I can't do that. I can't do it. Bye, y'all.